Yeah. What a danyo, what a hang God danyo. What a dang. This is the Black Pot, aka Kuku Show no more, where we speak truth to power. And here we don't criticize. Here we do not deal with personalities, we deal with issues. That is why we call it the issues-based conversation. My brother, my sister, we are in the service of God and country. We do not criticize, but if we must criticize, we will not shy away from that for one reason: to build and not to destroy. From the news reel, we always keep it real. Now, the very first story we're going to look at today is taken from My Joy Online, and it says, God Mafia, we won't retract or apologize to Akufo-Addo. Now, remember when we broke the news right here on 3FM? Yesterday, my brother, my sister, when we spoke with Al Jazeera and got some documentation from Al Jazeera that said that Al Jazeera was not ready to apologize or retract any statement. After all, Al Jazeera did not make those statements. It was Alistair Matthias who made those statements. And if anybody should be saying anything at all, it should be Alistair Matthias. My brother, my sister. Now today, we have a follow-up, and this one is coming from My Joy Online, and it says international media organization Al Jazeera says it will not apologize to President Akufo-Addo over its recent investigative documentary Gold Mafia. Al Jazeera said it does not owe the president nor his office any apology, since it did not allege the issues raised in the letter from the Jubilee House demanding a retraction and apology. Now, the Doha-based company made this known, my brother, my sister, and it is very, very clear that it is not ready to apologize. Now, yesterday we looked at this and we want to look at it briefly. Now, where is the letter Al Jazeera wrote to the presidency? Where is that letter that Al Jazeera wrote to the presidency? Are they ready to bring out this letter? Are they ready to give it to the people of Ghana? This president is a dirty-minded president. This is a very, very wicked president. Now, why is Blakk Rasta saying this? And I need you to come along. Listen. When Al Jazeera was about to air the documentary, it wrote to the president and said, this is what somebody has alleged. We are a neutral, game-changing media house, and therefore we want to hear your side. Mr. President said he could not remember being involved in any of the allegations made by Alistair Matthias. So, Al Jazeera went ahead to publish the documentary and also publish what the president said. My brother, when it came out, Ghanaians were incensed. They saw whatever it was. Of course, Ghanaians do not even trust this president anymore. So Ghanaians are looking for an opportunity to impeach this president and to send him to the gallows. Nobody's too old for the gallows, my brother, my sister. Hear me now. So Ghanaians started to investigate. And all of a sudden, Mr. President sent some of his boys on social media to go out there, as usual, to mislead Ghanaians and tell Ghanaians a lot of hogwash. Oh, the president has not been in public service as a lawyer since 2000. Blah, 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 boom, 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 boom. Oh, my God. And then all of a sudden, the president is writing to Al Jazeera to ask Al Jazeera to retract and apologize. And Al Jazeera said, what effrontery. Is this man okay? We wrote to you and told you that this was what we're going to air. And you couldn't tell us anything but to just say that you did not remember any of these happenings in your life with Alistair Matthias. So we publish your side of the thing. Yeah, man, on a playing field of fairness. Why is Mr. President trying to gag us? Now, so they have to tell Mr. President that they don't owe Mr. President any apology. And that Mr. President could go on and do whatever he deemed fit. My brother, this is a government that has lost respect in the eyes of the people. It is a government, the only government in the world that has a ministry for funerals and dead body. This is the only country in the world that has a minister that takes care of dead bodies and funerals and coffins. Now, when you live in a country where politicians are ready to kill more people, what else will they do? They will bring a minister in charge of coffins and dead bodies so that there will be easy burials so they can kill more. My brother, my sister, I do not understand why we would have a ministry, and I put that ministry in quotes. Ministry in quotes. And that is just to deal with dead bodies, corpses, and coffins and funerals. Remember when Marco Krekumante told us the other day that Ghanaian funerals are so flamboyant and they are so flowery. Oh, they are so beautiful and exquisite. And for that matter, they were going to use Ghanaian funerals as what? A conduit to tourism in this country. Can you believe this gullibility? Can you believe this lack of common understanding of our traditions? This is what I claim to be lack of traditional wisdom. Now, all over the world, when people are bereaved, the first thing they say is, please, the family would need his privacy. Yet in our country, a deputy minister of information is saying that, when we have our funerals here, because they are so flowery, full of musketry, pomp and pageantry, we are going to be encouraging African Americans and people from all over the world to come and watch us mourn and cry. Minumeko, yeah, Minumeko, mommy. It's beautiful. My God, can you believe this? Can you believe this? That whilst I am mourning the death of a loved one, somebody's cameras are on me. It is entertainment for somebody who is paying money to travel all the way from his country to come and break my privacy, to sit in my family funeral and take photographs and make videos to go home to some big enjoyment. My brother, my sister, this is what is called sadism. Sadism. And when Marco Krekumante said this, we came out and lashed at him so vigorously and radically. He withdrew quickly into his shell. Little did we know that his boss, Nana Akufo-Addo, sent him to come and make those nauseous remarks. And a couple of days ago, they decided to bring a minister, in quotes, I always say in quotes, a minister of corpses, coffins, and dead body. Now the minister's duty is to make sure that there are as many dead bodies as possible within the coming election year. The minister's duty is to make sure that as many people as possible are buried quickly so they can make room for more burials and more dead body. Isn't it? What a country. I thought you would rather have a minister for life. Minister who would make sure that useless cases of life, where doctors say that this person will die, where we will know that, this group of people will die, that minister's duty is to make sure they don't die and bring them to life. Rather, we are opening a huge conduit pipe for more dead body. Jesus have mercy. Mr. President, for all you care, Al Jazeera has raised a middle finger in front of your face, and he says clearly, and it's written on the wall, go to hell. Next thing, and I'm going to be very brief with this. Yesterday, remember I told you about this Tamale attack, how a radio presenter at Dagbon FM was attacked by 2 individuals. I don't know how many of you saw the video. I was going to tell my producer to play it, but I'm not going to play it because a lot of you have seen it already. Now, a macho man and an ex-communications person of the NDC backing and supporting ABA Fuseni, allegedly, a man that I love and respect for his traditional value and wisdom. This man will never make a statement without releasing a barrage of proverbs. I love him. But tax, who purport to be supporting him, have gone to attack one Sadiq, all because he made some remarks about ABA Fuseni. Those of you who speak Dagbani, I speak Dagbani fluently. When you watch the video and listen to the conversation, the threats, you will break down and cry. Now, those who do not understand it, I'm going to give you an insight into it. Now, when they came into the studio, this was what they did. The communications manager decided to hold the radio presenter by the shirt and decided to pull him out. The radio presenter continued to talk, ignoring them, and I clapped for him. Now, they pulled him up and pushed him onto the wall, and this macho man, if you watched him, his hands were all painted with powder, aka juju. He had come in there to do things. He also held him and raised a hand up and was asking the ex-communications man, please allow me to give him just one punch. Then he looked at the radio presenter and said, open your mouth and all your teeth will drop out of your mouth. Open your mouth, talk. Radio presenter didn't talk. And then they went ahead to threaten him and say that next time you say this, you will die. You will be the living dead if you want to open your mouth. Now, when they were on their way out, radio presenter decided to follow them. All this while, it was recorded on radio live. Follow them out and tell them, hey, you see, when you threatened me on all that, it wasn't because I was scared of you. Let's get out of the studio. I don't want to damage any equipment. Let's go out there and let's fight. They went out and you could hear some scrambling out there. And then the radio presenter finally comes in, as we see in the video, and he says stupid thing. He gets back to his seat and he continues his program. Can you believe this? This radio presenter must be awarded. He decided not to let all the threats on his life deter him from broadcasting. How many radio presenters will chicken out and run? I have tasted a bit of this and I know what it is. When a gunman came trying to take my life. Now I'm going to ask Dagbon FM, do you have any security at all? Do you believe in security at all? Where were your security people at the time that these hooligans got into the studio so easily and spent some time without even locking the door to threaten a radio presenter with the macho man's hand raised, ready to pull out teeth from the mouth of this radio presenter? Please, I know that it's difficult times. A lot of these radio stations have not paid their workers for the past 22 months. I tasted that before, and I proudly will say it because we endured. Some radio stations have not been paid for 19 months. And I believe that Dagbon FM and the rest of them are also facing the same old thing of non-payment of salaries. Please, if a presenter is not paid his salary, do not open him and put him on the way of harm. I believe that the police are investigating this. Upon Kruba came out to talk about this. In fact, I don't know how much Upon Kruma is feeling about this, but it's so shameful. Minister of Information, a journalist, and during your regime, Ghana has slumped several spaces down, several places down the ladder of press freedom. What a shame. Yabo! Well, I'm running out of time, but I'm going to do this very quickly. Now, the VGMAs are coming, and I'm reading this from Graphic Online. It says, is Blakk Rasta serious over VGMA Artist of the Year? And all he's saying is that Esther PSA, who has also been nominated for Artist of the Year, has been campaigning. Maybe she's even gone from church to church. Her church is gathering money to vote, in fact, to buy the award. Blakko, with common sense, has decided to stay back and say no. What kind of award is this that people have to vote to buy the award? Stonebwoy told us how much he raised 50,000 Ghana cedis to buy his awards at the VGMA. Blakko thinks that no, this is not right. I will not advertise it. Sarko, they're the same thing. And all these guys, they listen to Blakk Rasta, you know. How do you vote in order to win an award? Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? You are buying the award. This is corruption. Why must you buy an award? It's almost like going to the university to buy a certificate. Any honor must come on a meritorious ground. Hallelujah. So Blakko decides not to do it. That is why people are losing interest in the VGMA. Because the VGMA is nothing but a conduit pipe to buying awards. It's a shame. I have decided that no outfit or award, whatever outfit in the world, should ever nominate me if I have to vote. The other day I saw Kofi TV, Kofi Anwangwani, in fact on Facebook, telling the University of Africa, African University of Communications, that no, don't nominate me. They nominated him, and there was a short code for him to give to his fans to vote for him to win the award. And he said, no. Please, I'm not voting. Nobody is voting. If I deserve the award, bring the award to me. And that's what it is. Is this difficult for some people to understand? As long as we continue voting, the VGMA is going to be involved in this frivolity. In fact, this is so low. Anyone who goes to pick an award because they bought the award via voting should bow down their heads in shame. This is a useless award, and nobody should be interested in this. Hallelujah. Mawina Egbeta is nodding his head and saying that Blakk Rasta, you are right. Say it more, right? All right.